Hello, this is Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And this is another Cooking with Kenshin1913. What are we making today?
We're making rice and tomato, which is a side dish to a meat or a fish or something that you're having for dinner. Okay, so this is fairly easy. You need a medium-sized onion, some tomato sauce that in the can, or if you have fresh. This is a cup of white rice, salt and pepper, and 1 or 2 cloves of garlic. 1 would be fine if you don't like too much of a garlicky flavor. This 1 cup serves about 4 people. So if you're making it for a larger crowd, you would need to increase all of your ingredients. Okay, so what I'm going to start off with is to cut my onion and dice it in small pieces.
Yeah.
And this dish originated with my grandmother. She would make this all the time, and sometimes it would just be a main course, rice and tomato. And we'd have, sometimes we'd have some meat or chicken with it. But it just has a nice flavor.
Right. So, as my mom said, it's fairly simple. Rice and tomato, honestly, that's half the ingredients that go in it. And so, yeah, my mom, we're just going to dice up these tomatoes. I mean, onion, jeez. And yeah, we'll show you what we're going to do with the garlic.
I'm just cutting this up nice. It's in little chunks, as you can see. Yeah. Not too thick, because you want it to cook pretty well through.
Right. Now, can I ask you a question about the rice? What kind of rice are we using?
This is just regular, normal, long grain white rice.
Right.
You could actually make this dish kind of like a risotto if you wanted to. So that would mean that you would saute the rice in a little olive oil or butter, and then you'd actually have to add probably a little bit more liquid and add it in slowly so that you're doing the risotto, because you add that in very slowly, and let it dry out.
Well, no.
The one thing that we forgot to put on the counter here that we need is olive oil.
Right. Well, the question I was going to ask you was, can you use like brown rice if you want, or?
Yeah, you actually could.
Or wild rice, or
not wild rice. Not wild rice. You can use brown rice though.
Well, people nowadays are kind of looking for rice substitutes. So, like, you know, they want to know if you can use like bulgur or quinoa.
You know, I have never done it, but I wouldn't see why you couldn't. So you can experiment. That's actually a good thing that I might try. Okay, so that's that for the onion.
Arborio rice, which is pretty...
Arborio rice is the one that you use to make risotto.
Right. And now she's just getting the onion ready, or the garlic ready, and you're going to show off this little gadget you bought.
Yeah.
She's pretty pumped about this gadget.
I purchased this little grater dish. They call it a garlic grater, and with the whole set comes a little brush, and also there's a rubber tubing that you can actually put your garlic in, and you roll it back and forth, and it'll take the skin off of it. But what I'm doing today is for this dish, we want to have almost like a minced garlic for this, so you don't want any big pieces into your your sauce. So you could either use this or the box grater, and you would grate it on the fine area.
So let's see.
And this almost makes it like a paste. And can you see it good?
No, okay. Hold on. There we go.
See, there's little grooves in here.
Yeah. Yeah, grate it like right like that if you can, Mom.
See?
Yeah, you see, we're getting like a paste. This works good for like if you're making an aioli. Well, no. Yeah, maybe.
You can grate other things too, they say, but it's basically for garlic.
Right. And
so as you can see, look, see how small it is.
Nice.
We're gonna add probably a good 1/4 cup of olive oil into the pan. You want to coat the bottom really well. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to add our onion.
You want to turn it on at all or no?
Yeah, I'm going to turn it on in a minute. I'm not going to put my garlic in quite yet.
Yeah, because you don't want it to burn.
Right, I want the onion to start to saute and get translucent.
Yeah, so you just gotta cook this for just a smidge, a couple minutes. Although probably been better to put it in the hot pan. But hey, this is Grammy's recipe. So yeah, one thing about this recipe is that whenever we cook it, everybody's always like, "Oh, it's not taste like Grandma's. It doesn't taste like Granny's. You never get it to taste like Granny's," because unfortunately, you know, she passed away a while ago. And you know, you try to make some of the recipes that she made. And unfortunately, you know, just sometimes it just don't taste like Grandma's. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and she didn't have anything special that she did differently.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, my mom's got a cousin named Vinny, my cousin Vinny, or her cousin Vinny, and he used to say like he would have her make bologna sandwiches just because
bologna and cheese.
Yeah, just because he's like those wouldn't taste like Grandma's.
Nope.
Yeah.
He would buy the ingredients and try to do it at home the same exact way that she did it, and he used to say it didn't taste right. So when he would come into our state and he'd go visit her, he'd always go to the market, just buy the ingredients and bring everything over.
Yeah, she would just make it, and it would taste, I don't know, you know,
totally different.
Yeah, we would always talk about like what made her food special, and we think maybe because she came from Italy, like right off the boat type, that you know, as she cooked throughout the years for as long as she was alive, you know, those hands, we think it was the oil from her hands that like made the meat or whatever the hell she was cooking taste
whatever
really
she
good.
touched tastes good.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully you can see in here. You see,
Yeah.
they're starting to get very nicely translucent.
Yep.
So I'm going to take my garlic.
And if you're wondering,
This
how
is
she's
the
gonna-
little brush.
Yeah, if you're
Or
wondering-
you can actually take a little Piri knife and gently go down too. So if you didn't have, see, and you go like with it. There's circles, so you're gonna like you're playing with Play-Doh or something.
Yeah.
Gonna go around the circle to get all of the garlic out. And because this is so fine, it's going to cook pretty quickly.
Right.
So you got to pay attention. You don't want your garlic to burn.
Yeah.
Because if garlic burns, you might as well throw away the pot.
Right. Yeah, there's not much in the way of changing or you know.
Smells lovely in here.
Yeah.
I wish we had smell-o-vision.
Yeah. Well, you can tell the different fragrances.
I love
I
love garlic and onion. Now what next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my rice in.
And that's 1 cup of rice, white rice, plain white rice, long grain. You can use long grain. I think we already talked about it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's another
So now this is getting coated with the olive oil and the onion.
And you're almost gonna let it like kind of get toasted a little.
Just
right?
a little bit, yep. And you know, rice you usually do, if I'm not mistaken, it's 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water, or even a little bit more sometimes.
Right.
So if you had 2 cups of rice, you'd have 4 or 5 cups of water. So I turned my heat up a little higher now, and I kind of babysit this because you don't want anything to burn on you. So I'm just gonna let that start to heat up, and it'll toast the rice a little bit. The rice is all coated, and it's been cooking, I want to say, about 3 minutes or so. And I let it stay for a few minutes and then move it around again. So I'm going to lower my heat a little bit, and I'm going to pour in the sauce.
Right, and that's a 8-ounce can?
8-ounce can.
Right. Now, would you ever add tomato paste?
You actually could. I like sometimes cooking with tomato paste.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Instead of maybe using the sauce, you might be able to use paste. Now.
And you're gonna make that more liquefied.
Right. Right. Now, one thing I'm gonna mention is, obviously, this is our grandmother's recipe, right? So do with it what you will. You know, give it a try the first time. If you like it, you know, keep it the same, or yeah. So now my mom's added some pepper, but if you want, you could change it up. Like I was discussing with her, what about if you put some peas in it, right? Some cooked peas you throw in at the last minute. Might be kind of tasty. She said, nope. This is her grandmother's recipe. Don't mess with it.
I'm putting some salt.
Just a little bit of salt. I think Himalaya salt, which we use.
But you can do whatever you like.
Honestly, you know, this beautiful recipe is like, think of it like the base of the rest of you know, the base recipe, and you can kind of go off and do your own thing with it if you want. But you get the idea of how to do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna just let this. You can see around the edges, it's starting to sizzle a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get all of the tomato from the can. No, it's fine.
So I don't know if you can kind of hear that, but when she was scraping the bottom, it kind of made noise, which is kind of like what you want. You don't want it to be too sticky.
So this is 2 cups of water.
Right, to 1 cup of rice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm being a little messy here.
Yeah. So at this point,
gonna add the rest of the water.
Right.
Gonna let this come up to a boil.
Right.
It's going to boil for I usually let it boil for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then I put a cover on it and turn it off.
All right, so we're back here. The water, the liquid is boiling. Mom, you want to just spin it?
Yep.
You don't want to get it.
You don't want it to stick.
Right. But this isn't a recipe where you're gonna have to constantly keep an eye on it.
Yeah, but I do give it a stir every minute or so.
Right.
Okay, and I'm gonna put my chicken on for 5 minutes.
That's our little egg timer there. So let it cook for boil about 5 minutes, and then we're just gonna shut it off with a cover.
Okay, my little chicken just went off. And as you can see, it's been 5 minutes, and you see how it's almost all the liquid has been used up. So now what we're going to do is to turn off the heat. And I'm going to put on a cover.
Right, and now
we're going to let it sit maybe about another 4 or 5 minutes. You're going to come back, we'll come back and check it. And when all of the liquid is absorbed, it's ready. So this has been about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit longer. Okay.
And as you can
see all the liquid.
It's pretty much.
It's all incorporated.
Right. And the rice has absorbed all the liquid.
Mm-hmm.
And we got ourselves a nice little side. Very simple.
Now, what you could do is you can add a little parsley to this. Mix it in. You would do it at the end.
Right.
And usually when I put this in a serving bowl and I drizzle a little extra extra virgin olive oil on top of it. And that's it.
So here's our rice and tomato and sauce.
I drizzled a little olive oil on top.
Right.
If you want some cheese, you want a little cheese?
Just a little cheese, thank you.
And it's hot, so it'll melt a little bit
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
So you just got to put a little sprinkle.
Thank you, cheese lady. That's the perfect amount of cheese. Mmm. Now you really get the taste of the onion with the garlic in the back and a little bit of tomato. Very good recipe, especially for a nice side. I like it a lot. But yeah, we're coming up on a 1-year anniversary of our cookbook coming out. I want to let you know that we still have plenty of them. Chai Fame Manja. Pick them up at the Etsy store in the link underneath. But yeah, I'd like to thank you, Mom.
You're welcome.
And I've been Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And this has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
Enjoy and happy eating.